I'm Julie of Body, Mind, Ease Therapeutic Yoga. This clip is intended to help you understand the relationship of your leg bones to the hip sockets. Why do you care? Because it directly impacts the health of our back, our hips, our knees, and our ankles. And as a matter of fact, can affect other areas that surprise us. If we're not functioning well in the lower body, grounded through the legs, moving well in the hips, we can actually carry some more extra tension in the shoulders and neck. So looking at the body as a web is a wonderful analogy. However, when that web gets tangled, then we see compensations. So, for example, if the leg bone is supposed to move purely in the hip socket, if it's not able to do that, it recruits other forms of movement from the body for compensation. So for example, our pelvis might shift, or other things might go on in the body. We might overwork through our knees, through our ankles. So today we're going to explore what's happening in your body. So come to a wall, have your yoga mat at the wall or something that you can lay on, and bring your legs up the wall. How close do you go to the wall? It just depends on where you feel the most grounded, the most connected through the pelvis. So through the back of the pelvis. So when you approach the wall, do so from a further distance than you think, and then sidle up closer to the wall. And if you feel your tailbone lifting off the ground or something strange like that happening in order to get your bum closer to the wall, then notice that, back off a little, and only move as close to the wall as you feel very settled through the hips. Take a minute to find your position of legs up the wall. When you get there, take your feet as close together as is comfortable. When you find that position that's just right for you, allow the leg bones to ease into the hip sockets. Just let them feel heavy. Feel into the place where the leg bone connects into the hip. The crease there, the crease between your thigh and your hip, imagine you have a balloon on each side, right in that little place. And with each inhale, you inflate this little balloon gently. And with each exhale, these balloons deflate. Take your time now, breathing into the balloons, feeling them inflate and deflate with the breath. The mind's eye. Notice where in your body you're letting go of tension in this posture. Stay here for 3 more breaths. Long inhale, longer exhale. Each breath not being forced, rather allowing the breath to breathe you. Feeling this sense of ease through your body, through your hips. Slowly, mindfully take your right foot off the wall and cross the ankle over your left ankle. Put your hands on your hip bones and uncross your legs. Now, if you've noticed your pelvis has shifted as you did this, try it again, maybe moving your feet a little closer together. Try it again and move in a way that the pelvis does not shift from one side to the other. Then, only as much as the pelvis stays stable and still, slide your right ankle down your shin toward your knee. Only as far as the pelvis doesn't lift
tilt, curl, tuck. Nothing changes there. Once you get to that place where your foot may be close to the knee, it may be halfway up the calf. You won't go further than the knee. Then rotate your right leg open and close, so an external and internal rotation. Imagine that that leg is like a garden gate and the hinge is the hip. Now move only as much as the pelvis doesn't move, doesn't get rocked, doesn't compensate or become entangled in this movement. Let the leg movement just purely rotate open and closed in the hip joint. Notice if you want to manage this movement from your ankle or your heel or your foot. Just allow the foot all the way up to the knee to be in line and not bending at the ankle. Notice if you want to work from the knee as the source of your energy, and if so, place your thoughts, place your attention in your hip socket. Where our attention goes, energy flows. Let your breath be easy and light. Notice if you're making the breath time to the movement or making the movement happen from the breath, and see if you can just breathe easy. Less is more when we move specific and with a purpose, specifically and purposefully. We can go further, faster, by allowing the fascial connections to be treated gently, easefully, so that our body doesn't tighten up against any movement it's not ready for. And we get further, faster, when we can allow pure movement. Then slide the ankle back up the wall, to the wall, rest the feet against the wall, feel the legs heavy in the hip sockets. And then the left side, crossing the ankle over the other one, slide the ankle down the shin. Acute awareness on the pelvis. Pelvis is relaxed, and we're moving only as far as it doesn't get disturbed. You might want to think of the pelvis as a sleeping baby, and the leg, this garden gate, hinging at the hip, moves in a way that it doesn't disturb this sleeping baby. Ankle and foot are just moving as a result of the thigh moving in the hip socket. Knee is quiet. It's also moving just as a result of the movement happening higher up the chain. How's your breath? Check in with the breath, feeling a sense of being breathed, just allowing. Continue with this movement as long as you'd like to feel balanced on both sides. And then when you're ready, slide the ankle back up to the other foot. Let the legs rest on the wall. Take 3 long nurturing breaths. And then slowly roll to your side. Press yourself up to a seated position. Come to standing. Feel what you feel. Have fun exploring.